Hello there everybody, Sam Strange here. Welcome not back to my railway, but to the Bodmin railway. I've had loads of people tell me I need to visit this one, so finally, here I am. So we are here in sunny Cornwall at the Bodmin Railway, and we've had varied weather before on these train station videos, haven't we? These heritage railways, but not a cloud in the sky, beautiful, beautiful weather. And this is quite an interesting railway. It's made up of two little branch lines, so that's pretty cool. The railway in its current form, I think, was built in 1887 by the Great Western Railway, and it was used for all sorts of passenger and goods work for many years from there. Then in the 1960s it was closed to passengers. It carried on as a freight line for another 20 years or so, and then in the 80s it was closed. And then shortly after that it reopened as a heritage railway in 1990, and that's as we see it today. This is where I do that TV thing, where I perfectly time a head spin to look at the action.
Wait a minute, this lady's recording.
Feels deeply unnatural, but hopefully quite impressive. I've got Chloe here, sorry. And I've got Chloe here with me today. You see what I did there?
Hello. From Canning.
You haven't appeared in a video for a little while, have you?
No.
And I have to say, I've started to get the comments saying, "Where's Chloe? Where's Chloe?"
Chloe has been working.
Yes. And I've let you out of the Sam Strange dungeon.
Exactly.
For a day at the Bodmin Railway. Are you excited?
I'm so excited. I can't wait to go on the train. It has an Easter bunny on the front.
Yeah, it does have an Easter bunny.
Very nicely themed for Easter.
Very nice.
I can't wait to see what it's about.
So here's today's loco. I think there is just one loco running today, and this is it. 5552 small prairie tank. That's a classic Great Western tank engine. Can't wait to have a ride behind this one. She looks gorgeous. A lot of this station at Bodmin General is left over from the Victorian times, so that gives the whole place a very Victorian look, and you can tell that these buildings are original.
According to this, it's an hour and 15 minutes, 10:45 to 12.
An hour and 15 minutes?
Yeah.
That's quite the journey, isn't it, that? There you go, you did it. And look at this, they even had a little envelope with our names on it ready when we arrived, with the little tickets inside. Hopefully we'll be able to keep these tickets.
I think so. You can write on the back of them.
Yeah. We always keep our tickets, don't we?
Yeah.
So that's cool too. You excited?
Yeah.
Do you know where we're going?
No. There is a timetable here.
I've forgotten where we're going. Boscarn. I think we're going to Boscarn. Am I right?
The first stop.
Oh, lots of documentation.
Coleslaw. But we don't get off it. We get off at Boscarn.
Well, could that be what I said? It could. I'm an expert, you know, in these things.
They don't know why I'm happy.
She's happy because A, we were running a bit late, and that got you a bit worried. I wasn't worried. But...
I wasn't worried, I just don't like tardiness.
No. And we're an awkward sort, and we didn't really want to share this table with anybody else.
And we are not.
I guess this must be Bodmin. Beautiful sunny day. Plastic chair?
Just next to the train.
You want to go and sit on it?
Yeah. Someone's washing.
Oh, someone's washing, and some plastic chairs by the washing. There it is. for some reason, whenever we see a plastic chair, whether it be from a train or from a car, they always point it out. And I have to say, because of that, I do like a plastic chair now. You've got me into them.
Plastic chairs are classic. Oh, I'm being blinded, sorry.
I don't like plastic chairs because we once had a broken plastic chair in my garden at home, and it was cracked in quite a sensitive area for a man. And when you sit in it, the crack opens, and when you stand back up again, the crack would close, and that caused some entrapment, shall we say. I don't like plastic chairs. So we've just got off at Bodmin Junction. I think we're only here for a second, so we've not got long. But here's a better look at the locomotive. Absolutely beautiful, this one. And she's about to do that classic manoeuvre, I think, where she runs around to the other end of the train to take us back to Bodmin General. I spied some sprung buffers on there, did you? Yeah. So that was it, the beautiful Bodmin Junction. Just a short stop here, and soon I think we'll be on our way. So, tickets are in here. Here's the first ticket. Now this proved to be quite a difficult ticket to punch, so you can see we've got two little indents there where the punch wouldn't go through. I think the second ticket was more successful. You see we've got two successful indents and no scarring on the other side, so I've now showed you my tickets. It's a gorgeous station though, isn't it? I wonder who's rested their case there.
You.
No, it wasn't me. So here we are in front of a rather fine set of scales. And I've noticed that these scales are not to be used for weights exceeding 5 tons. And I've been eating rather a lot recently, so perhaps that's an issue. Also, including slippers. So I was thinking perhaps if I took my slippers off, perhaps then I would be able to slip underneath the 5-ton barrier, but apparently with slippers it's not the case. I'm just making a joke about slippers, basically. It's the thing. I haven't got them on at the moment though. It's the slipper conspiracy. What are those? We've got some other bits and bobs here. There's a 08 shunter there. Got a 121 bubble car. Deeply disappointed that that's not in a Coca-Cola livery. That looks like a tractor or something, we don't need that. I think, what's that over there? Is that going to be a class 40? Can't really tell. It's just poking out of the shed there. We've got some rolling stock there. Looks like we've got maybe a press flow wagon or something over there. Got a dogfish or a catfish there. Water tower, of course. And that the Bagnall twins, or a bit of the Bagnall twins, which has been sat in an open wagon. And there's the station. And there's Chloe, blissfully unaware about all of this. It smells nice. Looks like the saddle tank of a Hunslet Austerity there being worked on. That's interesting. I know they've got one of those at the railway. And looking into the shed, I reckon that's a Class 37. You could see it a bit better from this angle. Yeah, it looks more 37-y if you ask me. And look what we've got here. And you could tell we're on the Great Western because this is an auto coach. Now, I've not had a chance to get up close and personal with an auto coach before. And one thing that's come up on the channel quite a bit is what is the interior like? Mainly the cab interior. So let's take a look. And there's your answer. You've got basically all of the controls from a regular steam locomotive. So brakes, reverser, I think the regulator, yeah, there's the regulator up there. Oh, and yeah, I was going to say nowhere to sit, but there is a little perch there. There you go. Must be a little bit nicer than being right behind a fire, at least in the summertime, or the spring in this case. It's an auto coach, Chloe. Do you know what that's for?
Driving.
Yes.
Hauling passengers.
But
train things.
So when this is coupled to a steam locomotive, the steam locomotive could be at that end over there, and those controls are connected by wires to the locomotive so that the loco is controlled sort of without a driver in the cab.
And it's number 31.
Oh, 31. Etched numbers, pre-fitted. And then next to the Great Western Auto Coach, got the BR 20-ton brake van, which is just beyond the passengers must not pass this point. So in the interests of not getting thrown out, I'm not going to venture any closer. But it is a 20-ton brake van, it is.
I just like to see how close the camera is to your face, because I have a feeling it's like this the whole time.
I think it was. How about that? Is that better?
That's better. Hello, everybody.
I'm going to say, I don't like getting too close to Sam's trains, do we, on this channel?
See up his nostrils.
Exactly.
Which, unfortunately, I can do quite a lot.
Yeah. Well, it's not my fault, you're small. Tell her to get some bigger boots. I think the next ride is the slightly longer one where we'll be going to Colesloggett. That sounds wrong, but that's what it says. And then finally Bodmin Parkway. And right now the train's doing some shunting, so I better go and have a look at that. So I think the issue with this is that there isn't room at the other end of the station for the train to run around the train in the normal way. So the engine's got to shunt the train backwards, then run around to the other end, and then push the train back into the station again so that passengers can get on and off. So it's actually quite an operation. So if you come to the Bodmin Railway, you get to see shunting because they have to do shunting to get the engine back around to the front of the train again. It's quite the operation. Wasn't sure if we were going to get a steam loco today because they've got a 121 bubble car, small fleet of diesels. I thought it's an off-peak day today, might not get a steamer, but we absolutely did. So the Bodmin Railway did not disappoint. Very, very good to see a steamer on here, and a small prairie as well. Don't think I've filmed one of these before, at least not recently. Look at that crawl. Must be a 5-pole motor in that one. I'd know it a mile away. It's a very effervescent locomotive, isn't it? It's noticed it's been belching copious amounts of steam and such, and it's like, you know, everything it does to the extreme. God, stuck my head out the window earlier and regretted it. Got a face for. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know why I put my glasses on.
I've been filming for 5 seconds.
So, as a bit of a sequel to my Seabrooks crisps feature, here we've got Burt's crisps. Now, these aren't actually Burt's, I did buy them, but I thought I'd give them a little try.
seashells, steamed pasties and pasties.
Very nice. That's the second crisp review. It's a bit briefer than the Seabucks one, but I don't want to sit here for half an hour and talk about crisps again. Not that I wouldn't want to. But there you go. Very nice. Can you believe this? So I think they make all fresh sandwiches. It's like a foot long.
Yeah, which is...
That was a big old bite.
You know what? A lot of heritage railways have very simple food. This is like an Italian sub with tomato and pesto and cheese and salami and all sorts of it. It's crazy. I'll put some crisps in it as well, is that?
I know, we can see it in your mouth.
No.
Yeah, just
This is my new moustache.
It's called half a sub bob.
Someone's taking a bite out of your moustache, Bob. With a few birch crisps in it. Just right.
Was that nice?
Oh yeah. Shame you didn't film me eating that, because I think that people would have liked to have seen it.
Look at me. I can tell it was nice.
What do you mean? You know, on my face.
Chocolate chops.
Oh. So here we are at Bodmin Parkway, which is where, well, it's where the journey ends today. But as you can see, this is a mainline station we're at.
Oh, hello.
Hello. So for getting here, that makes things easier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I also assume if a locomotive wants to visit or go on a visit from here to somewhere else, that would make things a lot easier as well. I wonder if that passenger footbridge is open or not. Oh, it is open. Might get a good view of the train running around from up there. Might struggle to get a good view from up here. Yeah, a bit dirty. Well, the windows might be dirty, but it's nice inside. I did not expect to see an HST today. And you can't see it ever so well through the dirty window, but it is there. That's awesome.
So one thing I didn't know about this lovely station is the fact that it is an accident hotspot. Make sure you're holding the rail.
Okay. Chloe, look behind you. The engine's coming. I just love the Easter bunny on the front. Well, goodbye Bodmin Parkway. I did not see very much of you, but I enjoyed what I saw. film Chloe alighting. Reach out the window and turn the handle.
Can you do it? I'm scared.
I want you to do it. Chloe is learning to alight.
Sam, I can't do it.
Okay, we're on the train forever.
Please help, because they're waiting for
Shall I
people.
alight?
They're actually waiting for people to get off.
Sam's train's lesson in alignment. I almost couldn't do it, and Matt would have been embarrassed.
I told you it was difficult.
Oh, milk germs. So here there's an exhibition coach. Step inside for warm seating and enjoy some fun with our mini train set.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing this from when the Queen came to visit. It says Royal Visit from the year 2000, so that's 25 years ago.
That's good news and some bad news.
Good news and bad news.
Good news.
Model trains.
Bad news.
No, but more seriously, seems like a very accurate model of Bodmin Station, doesn't it? That's where we came in.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's the station, right?
Oh.
That's where we
Yeah.
were.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
where we
to
were
see
sitting a
Bodmin.
little while ago. We've even got a small prairie on the track. Even get a similar sort of view from earlier. And that's the shed where the 47 was parked, and also Alfred or Judy or both were in there as well.
Used to sort of wait, building a track and then like a 2-year-old coming in and demolishing it in one single.
You gonna talk then?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was just watching. There you go. So that's departing for the last time after the shunting manoeuvre, of course. We were just talking, weren't we, about how well run the place is. Everything was nice and on time. I think the latest we were was about 2 or 3 minutes late at the start, and that they've been on time ever since then.
It was 5.
5. Well, all right, well, 5. Even so, there's only the one train, so it's not going to affect anything. But yeah, so it's all very precise and well run. But the other thing we really liked is that there is a lot of young volunteers here, isn't there? Being trained up on all sorts of different jobs. So they've been on the platform looking after people. They were on the announcements, weren't they, on board before we arrived at each destination. We had a youngster telling us where we were going. And it's so important because they're going to be the next generation of people running these railways, which of course is deeply needed because nobody lasts forever, but hopefully these railways will. So this railway, more than any of the others we've been to, I think, has so many young volunteers. It's really, really good to see. So maybe we'll come in 20 years, they'll be the ones driving and doing all of the main duties. Very, very reassuring. So yeah, there we go. That was our trip on the Bodmin Railway. I don't know how long it took in the end. It was a good couple of hours, wasn't it? All in. Yeah, they've got a lot of stock here. I was reading about this before we came. So we're on the small prairie today. There's the Port of Par Bagnall twins. They live here. That's Alfred and Judy. I caught the slightest glimpse of those in the shed on the way past. I don't think the shed is open to the public, so I don't think we could go and look in there. Did see a couple of diesels. The Class 47 was in the same shed as Alfred and Judy. Apparently this railway also owns a BT well tank. Didn't see that. They've got a Hunslet Austerity, I think, as well. Again, don't think we saw that, but it's probably here somewhere. They've got a pannier tank. There's an 08 shunter, a Class 10 shunter, probably some others that I've forgotten as well. But yeah, there's lots to see, and you've got to keep your eyes peeled for them, otherwise you'll miss them. What else did we see? Some interesting rolling stock. I reviewed a very interesting Shark brake van not long ago, and I spotted one of those in the sidings a little while ago, so I think that's the first time I've ever seen one of those, which is interesting. Otherwise, journey-wise, really, really lovely. It's such an interesting setup, this. I think most heritage railways we've been on, at least, have been a sort of out and back job. So you start at one station and you'll go to the other end and then come back. Whereas with this one, they've got 2 branches which start here, and then you do one of them, come back to this main Bodmin Central General, that's the one, station, then you come back and you do the other branch. So it's a really interesting setup, and of course all the shunting they have to do at this station is really cool as well. So hopefully you enjoyed getting to see some of the shunting. Plus, not every heritage railway is connected to the main line, but this one is down at the other end. So if you want to visit and you don't have your own wheels, that makes things a lot easier. Yeah, it's a lovely day out. We both enjoyed it. It cost about the same as your typical heritage railway. I think, was it £23.50 each? You don't get all day, that is just for the one journey, but it's 2 hours of trains, 2 journeys instead of one. So we personally, I don't think, had any less train riding today, even though you don't get an all-day pass. So there's still a good amount of journey. They've got about 6.5 miles of track, but you do it a couple of times, of course, because each of the branches is there and back. Really lovely railway, helped of course by the nice weather, which is always a bonus. And hopefully you enjoy this video as well. So thank you so much for watching. Come and visit the Bodmin Railway if you're down south. I think this is the southernmost railway I've ever done a video on. So this was a lot of fun. Thank you, Chloe. You're the best. Good camera woman. And we'll catch you on the next one. Alright, cheers folks.